Hello everyone, welcome to your new moon in Capricorn and new year reading. This is going to be a pick your crystal intuitive reading. So if you've never done this before, pause the video, see what crystal you resonate best with, whatever catches your attention first, and that is going to be the crystal that has a reading for you. Now please note that these are general readings and they may not resonate with everyone. The description box below will have timestamps to your crystal so you can go right to it. Okay, so I'm going to draw your first card of what you should focus on in 2022 to reach your highest self, your goals, everything you desire in the new year. Now we're going to do what you should let go of in 2022 that will help you get to the place that you want to be. And again, this card is your overall theme of the year. All right, so what you should focus on. 7 of Chalices. So it looks like you have a lot going on this upcoming year. Maybe it's already started. You have all of these different passions or endeavors, and you really are trying to figure out what you should focus on. So kind of ironic. I think what you should focus on this upcoming year is being able to navigate all of these different decisions that you're going to come across or that you're already facing, and understand that you just need to look at one situation at a time. It's funny because you can really tell what people are passionate about if you see them using a lot of hand movement, if they're talking excitedly like I am now. Anything that just makes it seem like they love what they're talking about. Take a look at all of your decisions that you have this year. What is bringing you that joy? Are any of them bringing you joy? Are multiple bringing you joy and maybe you just need to narrow it down to those situations? Or do you really just need to focus on what's going to make you happy this year? Those decisions that maybe aren't the most popular ones, the ones that people probably tell you is a fantasy. Maybe you should focus on that a little more this year. Now, what should you let go of or avoid? The Sun. Oh man, this Sun is such a beautiful card. So I really feel like what you need to let go of is this preconceived notion that you can't have the Sun, that you can't have all of these great things that are going to happen for you, or that are so close to happening if you would just make the decision to let it. The Sun really is it's such a positive card, and it brings so much luck and prosperity and just overall happiness. And maybe you have been standing in your own way of happiness, thinking that you don't deserve it, thinking that you'll never get it. Well, I think in 22, if you follow these decisions that are really bringing you joy, then I think you absolutely will get it. Okay, for your overall theme of 2022, I'm going to actually read you the Pure Magic Oracle book description for this one. Closing circle, pure intent, sacred doors, timing, experience. The ritual of closing circles is the last act of any spell, ritual, prayer, or ceremony. It releases and disperses all energies used in magical practice and allows us to close our work down for the universe to join in and connect. The act of closing the circle enables us to understand that we are part of the great cycle and have power to disconnect to the right things at the right time. Not everyone will be in your life from start to finish. And maybe just reading this, I feel like maybe that has a lot to do with your decision as well, other people. Consider your values and make the appropriate choice with pure intent. We all walk our own path, and some people stay for reasons or seasons. Have you made sure to close all the doors that hinder your power? Have you overstayed your welcome, or has someone overstayed theirs? Release any guilt or shame you have been taught to believe and hold on to that associated need. You need nothing in life to make you happy, for that is something that arrives when you see that all things come and go. To appreciate endings and beginnings allows for the heart to expand into the experience and hold memories closer with wisdom and gratitude. Take a breath, open the door to a new, or shut the door if need be. You are in control. I love that reading. Well, you guys got this year. It looks like it's going to be a great year for you, as long as you are following your heart, following the decisions that bring you joy. So those of you that have chose pink quartz, we're going to choose here what you should focus on in 2022. And what you should let go of in order to achieve your highest power, your highest self, get everything you want in 2022. Okay. So, and again, this card is what you should, or your overall theme for 2022. Okay, so for what you should focus on, we have the Queen of Wands. The Queen, she is so powerful. She overcomes everything that life throws at her and has a resilience and a smile while doing it. I really feel like this card is you. There have been some very trivial times recently and for a while, for probably a couple years now. You've been very bounded by a belief, maybe opinions from others, and it's been hard to break yourself free of that. I think you need to focus on doing so in 2022. Breaking yourself of these chains that bound you, whether that be feeling like you're not worthy enough to get a better job, or feeling that you shouldn't have a better partner to you or a better friend, keeping people around that keep you in these old belief systems, even though you have been growing out of them. You've been growing past some of the people in your life and situations in your life. You're not necessarily evolving past them yet, just because of maybe you just felt like you couldn't, that you didn't have the strength to, or you didn't know how to. But in 2022, if you focus on being your true, authentic self, somebody that takes risks and takes everything that life throws at them and just pushes them away so they can blossom into this beautiful being, you're gonna have a great year. Now, to let go of or avoid, the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like there has been a lot of stress socially, with friends, with a partner, with your parents maybe, and you've been put into this spot by these people. It's maybe not even necessarily, their fault. They just don't understand the world the same way that you do, to the depth that you do. But they've been making you feel like you're never going to have all you achieve, or you're crazy maybe. Maybe you've heard that for thinking something that you do. But in your heart, that that's not true. And, you wish that you could make these people see your point of view. You want them in your life, but I think that it's become quite a toxic relationship. And maybe you need to let go of the expectation that they will provide you with that security that you desire, or truth, honesty, even them just being a decent person. Maybe they're not always the nicest person in the world, and that kind of negative energy is always around you. I think you need to let go of them or this situation. It could even be a job. Maybe, it would be related to a person then, but a boss isn't treating you like you deserve to be treated. Just let go of everything that you're trying to put energy towards. If it's not reciprocating and putting that same or similar energy towards you, just let it go. Let it go of whatever is not serving you to your highest potential. All right, your overall theme for 2022. Ancestors. I love that. Family, survival, death, worship. Okay. And this is the first card in the deck, I should mention. How far down the line do you know about your ancestors and the lives they led? What pieces of the puzzle are in store for you to discover when you reclaim the history of your surviving line? It is assumed in many cultures that following death, some part of the individual stays behind to provide protection to descendants. The remaining family, in return, is expected to remember them, honor their memory, be a source of pride, and perhaps offer gestures of respect on occasion. Your genetic code, your DNA, goes back to the dawning of the human timeline. If you are not comfortable with your immediate ancestors, go back further. Visualize them hovering over you, waiting to be honored and put to work. Dig a little deeper and remember that we are brought here by the stories of our families, no matter how strong or weak our familial bonds may be. Do not ignore messages that arise at this time in 2022. For there is energy waiting for you to tap into that will accelerate your path and direction. Are you in need of advice on a certain course of action? Tap into the spirit of your ancestor who went through the same or a similar journey. They have an abundance of wisdom to offer if you speak to them. You are guided and protected, but you are also reminded to pay homage to the ones that have gone before. Remember and give thanks to the past, and your future will be rewarded. And I feel like you may be wanting to do something like this. You've been wanting to explore this spiritual side of yourself, learn more about your family history, and maybe not necessarily honor the immediate ones like the passage had said, but there's some part of you that knows there's a connection here that is going to help you get to your higher self. You can do this, you guys. This is going to be a really, really great year for you if you do. All right, my green crystals. Welcome to your 2022 reading. First, I'm going to pull what you should focus on in 2022. What you should let go of. And this is your overall theme of the year. All right, what you should focus on. Death. Everyone always gets a little nervous to get this card, but I promise it's not as scary as you're thinking. There's a rebirth going on right now in you. There's a passion that maybe you've suppressed in the past. There's something you really feel like you should pursue. Unfortunately, I feel like there are going to be some hard times coming up, and it's going to take a lot to get through them. If you want to be able to get to this passion anyway, you could, omit it entirely and take the safe route. But I feel like regardless of what you do, there's a energy so strong that makes me feel like you are going to be a totally new person after this year. You're going to transform in ways that you have never done in your life. And this could very well be linked to some sort of passion, some sort of hobby, I guess I would say, but it's stronger than that. It's something you feel so innately passionate about that you feel like you're meant to do this your whole life. And there's just been something holding you back, but if you go through this pursuit of this passion, this rebirth is going to be, like I said, something you've never experienced before. You will go through one no matter what. It just looks like there's something this year, multiple things this year that are going to shock your system. But in a good way, and maybe not all in a good way, to be honest with you, okay? Maybe not all good, but that's just life. There's yin and yang, black and white. We nothing's black and white, but you need to have one thing to have the other. There needs to be balance in the world. But that's the way it goes. I mean, we take the bad so that something so good can come out of it. So even though maybe it's not going to be all sunshine and daisies, it's going to propel you to this total reimagination of your life. Something you didn't think you could ever have at the beginning of this year. Maybe you get at the end of the year because your life just totally takes a transformation. I think that this is a really beautiful card. So now we have what you should let go of. Queen of Chalices. All right, so I feel like you are potentially a little bit of a materialistic person. Not in the sense of vanity, but just that you like having things. You know, it's okay to like what you like. You like having nice things, comforting things. You maybe like to, have a good house. Maybe some Taurus energy here. I feel like while it is great to be able to, revel in the things that you enjoy, there maybe is a time coming up here where you're not going to be able to have the chance to do that, or you shouldn't necessarily do that for financial reasons. This materialistic view you have on life, while it is not innately vain, it's not something that you really feel is making you better than somebody else, let's just say. It's still hindering you from being able to pursue more of your passions. Maybe you spend a lot of money on your car payment. So because of that, because you want to have, the best car, you aren't able to do other things like travel the world that you wanted. Maybe you really love to travel, and you can't necessarily do that because you have all of these bills and obligations, and that's life. Unfortunately, we all have bills and obligations, but maybe it's done a little to the extreme. Listen, I'm guilty of the same thing. I love to have a nice car. Do I need one that's as much as it is? Not necessarily. And could I maybe put those resources somewhere else and being able to pursue more of my passions? Absolutely. We are all guilty of this. Again, it's not a bad thing that you enjoy these things. But that's really the vibe I'm getting from this card, is that you love all of these things that are holding you back. And maybe it's even a person. Maybe it's like a luxury, like I said earlier, like you like the comfort. So maybe that's the comfort of a person, even though you aren't in love with everything that they are, and you wish certain things could be different. It's comfortable. Everyone always stays in their comfort zone, okay? But you don't grow there. That's the problem with the comfort zone. As comfy as it is, it's never going to help you get to your highest self. It's never going to help you fully transform into the person that you want to be, the person that you already are, that you've always been. So now we have your overall theme of 2022. Herbal craft, regeneration, plant medicine, caretaker, bloomer. I love that card. Okay, I love all the cards. I say that a lot. Healing, like magical aptitude, is accomplished in step-by-step increments. Who better to teach us about healing and regeneration than the plant kingdom? We are caretakers of the natural land and have a duty to water the seeds of life's passions. You are the caretaker, the seed, the stem, the leaves, and the petals. By blooming into your unique form to the world, you are showing another that they too can be beautiful despite any surroundings. You are where you need to be in order to bloom. There is a call for healing, and the time to stand in aid is now. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's you. The first step is to gather your tools in nature and listen to the wisdom planted all around you. Plants have medicine if you care to sit with them long enough. Alternatively, where in your life are you allowing the passions to go untended, to wither and wilt away? Are you cutting your creative buds too soon? Do you not believe you are beautiful in your own making? Maybe again with your materials to kind of mask that. What ideas and beliefs do you need to change now to see you are radiant in your unique form? Become your own caretaker and stop allowing others to cut you down. You heard it, guys. I think that was a great way to sum up your reading. If you found this video interesting or helpful in any way, please consider following me on my socials. I have a lot more content like this, and I would love to meet you. Thanks so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful 2022, and I'll see you soon.